What? Yeah, Melza Howard gets the kill, bro. You owe me $10.
Okay, bro.
Taste that pink venom. Taste that pink venom. Taste that pink venom. Get him. He like pounce on him.
Play it. What? MapleStory. Whether you played it before or if you heard of it from a friend, you're here for a reason. You didn't just click on a video with a title like this because you were bored. I have a lot to say about this game, which is a funny statement on its own because people will be like, well, which one do you mean? Are you talking about this one? Or this one? No, he's definitely talking about this one. Actually, I'll be talking about all of them. I even categorized them in a neat little pile so we don't trip over any of the Maple memes towards the wrong Maple generation. Yeah, generation. As in, if this game is older than you, then I'm honestly not surprised. So many periods of this game, you may as well document it like the seasons in League of Legends. You're probably familiar with one of the first third eras if you've played MapleStory before, but I'll get to the chase. The fourth era of MapleStory. Once it happens, will become the next most popular, most played, most reliable, most liked, and even most goated Maple server there will be. Becoming bigger than the phenomenon I call reboot. You wanna know why, don't ya? I know that some of you are gonna hate me, and that's okay. I say what I have to say because I'm in belief that no one else will have the balls to admit it in the year 2025. 2026, however, it's a new year, and I'm excited to see what will become of it. So go ahead, say anything you want, mean or not. Just stop with the snide-ass remarks and show your true self to me. It's not fair when I'm the only one being for real. And if you think that's bad enough already, oh boy, you won't like what you hear next. Alright, good work, step aside. I'll take care of things from here on out. What? No, I was just getting to the good part. Yeah, but if you keep yapping, they'll actually leave, so if you don't mind. Welcome to the first era. In the beginning of Maple time, the world was black, like a fog of war. Just like any other new game that comes out, the players went on a scavenger hunt of a lifetime to discover the best aspects of the game. You know, like what's the most fun, most OP, what's the most popular, stuff like that. I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. It's them glory days. Just like how everyone recognizes the 151 in Pokemon, monsters from old MS are iconic whether you're 14 or 67. Can't forget about Maple Island, followed up by Lith Harbor, Kerning City, and of course Hennessy. Remember those times when you begged in the FM for free pots? Or those excruciating 30 seconds before you can loot people's drops in Henny Hunting Grounds 3? Of course you do, you old man. Let's get you back to bed. How about when you got scammed for the first time? Maybe some idiot was hiding in a map, or you got kicked out of a party quest. But either way, these are relic memories of the past. You just had to be there, which is honestly a terrible excuse and doesn't qualify what makes a game a good game. This is what Giga Maple nerds would call nostalgia, whether you think that kind of stuff will wear off or not. Oh, what else? The fancy chairs and the NX, the Gachapon pulls and the pets. Everything back in the first era felt magical. Like with each discovery was a groundbreaking revelation, a vast adventure island way before optimization was even a thought in our heads. But I bet you haven't seen any of this stuff before. You know, the pre-alpha assets of Maple, the NPCs and sprites that never made it to the official release. Even Togain probably hasn't seen any of this before. Oh, and who could forget about the music? Alenia, the region with some of the most beautiful tracks made, ever. This isn't exactly an uncommon opinion, but these are some of my favorite songs in the game, which nowadays you listen to for about 6 seconds before you're off to terror burn your 7th Link skill. Don't be a buzzkill, man. We're still talking about the first era, you know. Am I wrong? No, you're right, but I've learned the hard way that the truth doesn't always come with glaze and approval. And the truth is, there's still quite a handful of people who play and enjoy the first era of Maple. Even though technically speaking as of right now, such a thing does not legitimately exist. Eras 2 and 3 still exist, which I'll get to later, but Era 1, the only way you can even remotely play it is by downloading a private server or hopping on MapleStory Worlds. Not even. The best OSMS experience is MapleLand, and that's region locked in Korea. Hey, I heard there's a MapleLand 2 in the making. Hoping that comes out in NA. Don't push your luck, pal. The game's been out for 20 years, and basically everything's been solved by now. Think about it. Dexless builds, HP washing, the best training maps. To be honest with you, the end game of OSMS is probably the simplest thing there is, and it looks something like this. That's right, there's about an 0.02% chance of this happening. It's like winning rock, paper, scissors 7 times in a row, but if you lose, your arm explodes and you have to get a new one. But like, think about it. All you gotta do is win rock, paper, scissors 7 times. In fact, if you play MapleStory today, you may be very familiar with this game. The game that you play with Nexon's developers, or whoever the hell figured out this gambling pattern. The scrolls were not the problem. The scrolls were never the problem. The problem was the world that you said was once black started uncovering itself. I mean, it was bound to happen as time passed. But what that really means is the pros quit and the nerds kept playing and became the second-hand professionals. It's kind of like how League used to have unique faces of individuals and teams with dramatically different playstyles. But now in the year 2025, it's either a bunch of Asian twinks or nerds who look like they've been eating tendies their whole lives. Okay, that's enough talking from you. Let's move on to something more relevant to the video. Nope, I'm not finished yet. There's actually one more aspect of Era 1 MapleStory that contributed beyond 10% and 30% scrolls in terms of progression, and that being the Chaos Scroll, of course. This is like the ultimate endgame for Maplers back then. I remember them always being so overpriced out the ass, it got me thinking like, how can a single piece of fucking paper be worth more than my entire outfit? Well, it's because only the upper echelon of players were utilizing these things. Think of it like pitched gears in modern MapleStory. Hey, no spoilers, we're still on Era 1. Don't act like anyone who's still watching doesn't know what I'm talking about. And here's the best part. If you ever want to know how far we've strayed away from this game, look no further than the current price of the OG Chaos Scroll. And there lies your answer. This thing used to be worth multiple lunch money allowances. Now I can't even wipe my own ass with it. Video games are meant to change, my friend, and what you just explained is proof of that, which is honestly a perfect way to transition into the next era. Now I want you to sit here and shut up while I explain this. Okay, jeez. You're the one who wanted me here. Okay, now where were we? If Era 1 was everything old school Maple, then Era 2 is everything that isn't OSMS. I'd say the average Mapler I meet tends to know what the Big Bang patch is and what it entailed, but everyone seems to have their unique opinion and experience with it. Let's just say it how it is. The Big Bang patch ruined MapleStory. The start of Big Bang Patch is probably most recognized by the myriad of new boss and class releases. Feels like every year Nexon was coming up with either something new to play or something stronger to defeat. You know, Von Leon, Cygnus, Hilla, Magnus. Any low main lovers in the audience? This is also around the time GMS separates itself in identity from the original KMS by adding region-specific changes that the Korean servers never saw the light of day. Think of things like New Leaf City, Gollux, Commercy, even classes like Jet, Beast Tamer, and Kana. Oh, don't even get me started on the Kana. She was the blueprint for the Frenzy Totem. And if you don't know what the hell that is, you don't want to know. Sure, but the update wasn't all bad. Are you kidding? Thanks to this fucking guy, OSMS doesn't even exist anymore. Def's father should have just stuck to picking his nose instead of embezzling billions from players addicted to this game. What I think Fadigal was trying to get at with Inkwell is that he's the one who actually invented the Miracle Cube and Equipment Enhancement System. These are the upgrades that took over the game post-Big Bang and is still more relevant than ever today. It's the reason why Era 2 is Era 2, if you know what I mean. Era 1 had scrolls and not much else. Era 2, however, you couldn't believe the amount of ways you could upgrade your gear. If you're still watching at this point, you might want to lock in for this part. Starting from the top, we got the Golden Hammer. The concept is pretty simple. You pay $5 for an extra scroll slot on your weapon. Fun fact, just this year, MapleStory actually removed the Golden Hammer mechanic altogether, which means every item now just has 2 more upgrade slots than usual. I'm only going to mention this briefly now, but the Empress Blessing was technically the next damage upgrade released, but that opens up a world of link skills and alternative characters. More on that later. Coming in at number 3, Equipment enhancement, scroll. Who remembers this shit? Now, as I've mentioned a couple times before, stars are a relatively new mechanic in MapleStory which grants equipments bonus stats apart from the regular scrolls that you fill in. You used to be able to scroll this thing endlessly, but as you can see, the more stars your item possessed, the higher chance it'll just blow the f up, leaving you with absolutely nothing. Now, if you know anything about protection scrolls, you know exactly how this new upgrade function made Nexon a bunch of money from the damage-seeking whales in the early stages of Era 2. You're forgetting about the exploits that ruined MapleStory altogether. It was so that they had to remake the whole star system from the ground up. Talk about unprofessional. Which leads us to the modern Star Force system we have today. Even with the recent maximum star changes, all you gotta know is that if you plan to get 23 stars or more, I hope you're ready for disappointment. Next up, of course, we have the Miracle Cubes and Potential system. When Potentials first came out, it was actually limited to unique lines only, with Legendary coming out a bit later. Spend $1.20 for a chance to re-roll your 2 to 3 stat lines, along with a lower chance of tier upping your item to a higher upgrade status. And don't forget that this was literally pay to win in every single aspect. And for the longest time, there was no possible way to cube for free. Can you see why everyone quit MapleStory at this point? It's true. The Potential system was ambitious, but also greatly paywalled, causing a literal rift between free-to-players and whales to the point it became a meme. The funniest thing about this outcome is how Nexon got sued for a heinous in-game malpractice with the faulty cube rates, but the fine they had to pay off was a teardrop in the ocean of money flayed from all those addicted maplers around the world. Still paying for cubes in the year 2025. Serves them right for playing this shitty game. Oh hush, you still play this game too, remember? Yeah, but I don't spend money on cubes. So do the majority of maplers. Shut up! You know that that's different. I know. Let's carry on. Number 5, bonus potentials. Basically the same thing as the Miracle Cube, but then Nexon thought, what if we just release the cube system again, but double the price? Mark, you're an absolute genius. This is why we have you at the top of the Nexon food chain. Then there were the Nebulites. You might not remember these unless you played during a very specific time in Maple history. These were kinda nice, giving stats depending on the rank of the Neb, and there were ways to fuse them to get a whole new Nebulite. Sometimes you'll luck out and get an even better statted Neb, and the best part from what I can recall was that they were pretty free-to-play friendly. I remember merching these bad boys all the time back in high school. Yup, one of the upgrades I didn't mind either, but I'm hella biased. And then guess what they did to them? You know, don't you? Sure do. They're flames now. It kinda works like a cube where every flame used results in your item being granted a set amount of stats. Depending on your luck, you could get an amazing goated flame that ups your damage by quite a bit. Or you get some bullshit, which is usually 99.9% of the time. Oh, what have they done to this game, man? Everywhere you go, everything you do, it's just a variation of the stat dice game at the character selection screen. Only difference now is you're paying to roll that dice. Funny you mention that because the final upgrade, number 7, the souls also have a varying chance of giving you either good or bad stats. Enough of this shit, man, and untie me already. I'm sick of hearing how one of my favorite games turned to utter garbage thanks to the greed of one company. You hear people saying how MapleStory was the godfather of gacha games, and I can't help but think we as players influenced the direction that gaming has gone towards. This is when Reboot becomes relevant to the conversation. Shut the f up about Reboot. I don't care if it's free to play. I don't care that the majority is on that server. Everything about that shitty place reminds me of why I don't like this game no more. I remember the very first day Reboot came out. I was a Scania main, and everyone in Henny was talking about migrating to Reboot. Of course I was curious, so I had to give it a shot. Created my character, tried leveling again from scratch, and guess what? The servers are too laggy and I DC'd on the spot, never to log back in again. And I'm glad. Yeah, but what if you gave it another try? What? I said it might be nice, to give Reboot another try. It might be nice, Give it another chance. You asshole! I'll see you there, buddy, but I'm taking the stairs. Come on, guys, it's time to talk about Era 3. But before that, here's a little Star Force action with your boy Cuisine. I'm gonna be investing 33 bill. I believe this is like, give or take like $100 USD. And I just want to show off my combat power currently clean. We're gonna see how much combat power I can get or lose by the end of this. All right, man.
It's green. Let's go.
Start this shit up. This. Fuck. And I'm not gonna safeguard, man. I think, look. Normal is 90 mil.
Screw that, bro.
What the fuck?
Yo, let's go, bro. 20
Okay.
stars right now. Yo, first try through, bro. This is gonna be a short video. Let's go. You get.
Ooh, we got another one though. Hey. Maybe I should start catch for the one time. Just see what's up. Holy, it's 200 mil. Ooh, 400 mil to. Nah, like what is this pricing though?
Let's go.
One tap. Tap.
One tap. Alright, one more tap.
I'm hearing the good stuff.
Oh, you got value on it. Yeah, okay. Oh, boom, bro. You know the rules, baby. 20 your bust. 20 your bust. Yo, that 6.8% is looking massive right now, bro.
Hey man. Dude, I did not record it, bro. But look, I got 20 stars. Oh my god. Okay, for the memes, let's tap it to 21.
Young tap. Where you hear
This shit is...
that? Oh no! Hey, this is at 15 now.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Or I should say, Merry Maplemas. I appreciate you for sticking through with us so far, and from here on out we'll be talking a lot more about the relevancy of Maple throughout the next year and then some. The times really do change. Back during Era 1, it did feel like every experience was new, but that's no longer the case. We got tutorials, walkthrough guides, clarity on what we should be doing when we log into Maple. Perhaps even Nexon is aware of their own game now, along with its mechanics. Is that a good thing? I suppose so. To be on the same wavelength with the company you're investing time into isn't bad. Anywho, time to talk Era 3, Reboot, Chronos, or whatever you want to call it. It's a clean slate, and I'm not talking about the scroll. I describe this server as the current main hub of MapleStory. It's got the most players that play it, and of course spend money on it. Not in the way that you would think though, because technically speaking, Era 3 is completely free to play if you want it to be. Yet by some anomaly, it is Nexon's current biggest cash cow in America, with players around the world swiping millions for the outlets the game has offered. Here's the difference. People don't actually mind spending money on Reboot. You'd be surprised to know how well this server does for itself and the culture it brought upon the Maple world. So we should get to the bottom of it all and find out how and why. Let's follow Fidiggle's footsteps to becoming Reboot Pro as I explain the core mechanics of Era 3. Hello? Be up? Okay, what the hell's going on? There we go, 5th job completed.
You sexy thing, you.
Look at all these people. I'm gonna use this. I'm at 11%. Let's see how much this gives me. If I DC, bro, I'll actually crash out. Dude, look at the EXP.
Where did you come from, baby?
Oh, what the hell is this? What you want? First off, some more common knowledge. In Reboot, alongside Era 2 Maple, the max level is 300. There are a couple folks who reach that landmark, but trust me, leveling up ain't the same as it used to be. There are ways outside of grinding mobs to increase your percentages, some methods being better than others. Also, the two main progression tools in Era 3 are the Potential and Star Force system. You know, the ones mentioned earlier in the video. Both systems are absolutely free to use and only require you to play the game. That is why it's considered free to play. While Era 2 remains stagnant with their cube system, Era 3 makes the cubes purchasable via Meso, a currency that is unexchangeable, which means you just gotta get it yourself. In fact, Era 3 is fundamentally an Iron Man only server, but hey, It brings forth legitimacy and is a highly preferred way to play video games in the year 2025. Just look at games like Genshin Impact and the millions of other phone games available on the Google Play Store. Although these games took inspiration from Maple, Maple took back equally from them the foolproof plan to get players hooked, and it all comes down to this. There's this saying in the olden KMS times that goes, in Maple, the number one spec up is leveling. If Era 2's shtick was to expand different ways to gamble, Era 3's methodical plan was to expand the ways a character can progress without implementing a single drop of luck. But I'll make it quick and easy. Link skills give bonus stats depending on the class. This skill or passive can then be utilized by your main, giving a strategical advantage. Like Mercedes' EXP Link skill or the newest class, Ren. If you boss in Modern Maple, you understand how game-changing this passive is. Legion is like a slightly more complicated Link skill. If you really want to know how it works, there's plenty of videos out there that'll explain it for you. It's important because it gives you more inherent damage. Hyper skills and stats are next. You just gain these every couple levels starting from 140. They're pretty decent, almost like a mini job advancement. Inner ability, that's another way to get stats on your character. You'll start to see a common pattern with these progression mechanics, which is that instead of upgrading your items, you're like upgrading your character. Like instead of getting a new car, you're like going to the gym to work on your muscles. Since 4th job is unlocked at level 100, the next thing in line should clearly be 5th job, right? That's right. In fact, there's even a 6th job now. When did this come out again? Oh damn, it's only been like 2 years? Regardless, you'll be thankful that the rest of the upgrades are pretty straightforward. They just require you to hop on for a couple minutes. Here's how it works for the 5th job. There's the Nodestone system that upgrades your 5th job skills, and then there's the Arcane Symbol system that grants you free stats every level up to 20. They're both pretty easy to obtain as long as, well, you log in every day. And as time passes, the game gets easier to reach mid-game for newbies, cause Nexon wants you to keep playing and all. Remember how I said bonus cubes were just regular cubes but double the price? Well, imagine 6th job being 5th job, but double, no, maybe like quadruple the time to max. And I swear I'm not hating, it's just how it is, and it makes sense. In the year 2025, it's all about attention span sponges and getting you to do whatever side quest that'll keep you online for another minute or two. I myself am nowhere near close to finishing. They made it a lot easier with each patch though. Is that a good thing? I still don't know. Again, I really don't think there's any reason to explain the underlyings of 6th job. I will show you the coolest thing about 6th job, your origin skill. Origin! And literally just a couple days ago, they released the Ascent skill, which kind of reminds me of the Origin skill, but you can use it 3 times per boss without any cooldowns. As you'll soon see, Modern Maple is revolved around bossing. Everyone bosses, not just the super tryhards. Without bossing, you don't get any of those sweet, sweet rewards. You know what's bullshit about Modern Maple, dude? One half the time, I'm not even looking at my screen, farming away with my whop in hand, hoping for some fraggies to drop. The other half of the time, I'm fighting for my life playing some of the hardest bullet hell shooters ever. If I wanted to play a bullet hell, I'd go play Realm or Toho Project. I fucking hate bossing, because it makes me play a game I didn't sign up for. Never in my Maple career did I ever enter a boss thinking, oh boy, I can't wait to show off my skills. It was always for the loot you get when you beat them. Nowadays, only the hardest of bosses in Maple drop pitched gears, which are super rare drops only pros could ever dream of getting. They're like white bags in Realm, know what I'm saying? At least in Rank Server I can sell these things for a decent little check, but in Reboot? What am I gonna do? Starforce it till it blows up and wait another year for a replacement? Yeah, okay bro. Talk about some fucking bullshit ass bullshit. Let's see what else is on TV. Alright, what's next? Guess we can talk about Epic Dungeons now. Yo, miss me? What the fuck? How'd you get back in here? While you were talking about worthless ass reboot, I went ahead and got myself to 275. And guess what secret skill you get when you hit 275? Now that that cornball's gone, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this server, whether it's worth playing on it or not. What's better, classic or modern? The question that's on every Mapler's mind right now. Okay, so I'll be completely honest. After 2 weeks of no life grinding, sweat and tears, I was able to reach level 275. But guess what? There were plenty of players who zoomed the fuck past me in progression and levels. Hypothetically, even if I stayed up all night and trained, I couldn't catch up with these guys. And it's because money was involved. Who the hell said Reboot was a free-to-play game? I wanna see some hands raised right now. Let me start off with the minor complaints. These are Maple points. It's basically NX, but you can use them to buy off a lot of things in game. Starting off with the dailies. Don't feel like doing your dailies? Well, don't bother. Trade in money in exchange for your time. It's pretty worth it, especially when you're trying to reach the top. What about check-ins? Maybe you missed a day because you were vacationing in Hawaii with the missus. Pay the fee and it's like you never left home. And here's the worst one yet, the Lux Sauna. You gotta hear about this shit because I won't stand for it. Remember when Nexon removed Genesis from the game because it promoted leeching and lazy gameplay? Remember how you all complained and complained until you got what you wanted? Then explain this. How is the Lux Sauna any different from leeching your character back then? Instead of paying other Maplers for your service, now you pay Nexon. Who can blame them? Even I forked over a bag just to avoid leveling for a single damn day. Have you noticed how all these money schemes I've mentioned so far are completely based off progression? Like, what were they thinking? But this, this is what drew the line for me. Nexon's newest brilliant idea, the Genesis Pass. So check this out. This is a Genesis weapon, one of the best items in the game. Even just a year ago, this item was way beyond reach of any casual Mapler to obtain. It requires you to defeat the Black Mage for you to even get a chance at sniffing this weapon. The Genesis Pass is $30, and essentially it makes it much easier to clear Black Mage along with getting the said weapon. $30, mind you, and you can't use Maple points, meaning you dead ass gotta swipe to partake. What disappoints me the most is how much bank Nexon is rolling in from everyone who bought this damn pass. They just know you guys way too well. Oh, but don't worry, at least you're not spending money on cubes. Well, I'm not that stupid. Not only do I refuse to buy this thing, but I'm gonna go defeat Black Mage's ass and get my Jenny Web absolutely free of charge. Video games are about skill and determination, not how willing you are to donate to a small billion-dollar company every second week. Dude, like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do there? What are you supposed to do there, bro? No, other side. I'm actually dead this time. I'm pretty sure it's over. I got this. Alter. Fuck! My chungus. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I'm sick and tired of this shit, man. But we have to keep going. I have to prove my point. We're running it back. Yup, can't move, can't play, can't fucking breathe! Am I dead? I'm gonna put you out of your fucking misery, you old hag. Die! Yes! We did it! We beat the Black fucking Babe! I want to see every single one of you who bought that damn pass and say, eat it! Stay mediocre, because every game I touch, I just become... Wait, where's my Genesis weapon? Huh? Wait, where's all the loot? I didn't accept the quest first, so that run was for nothing? It's fine. I honestly really don't care that much anyway. Reboot is for weak-minded people, which is why the server never survived in Korean Maple. Did you know that? KMS Reboot got absorbed by Reg server because of how dead it was. And for the longest time, I always wondered why. Why is it that in America, Reboot became a massive success, while in Korea it failed to see the light of day? I think I finally know that answer. Since the beginning, the factions that guarded the balance of KMS were Nexon and the players themselves. It was a collectivist culture, where Maplers of all skill levels worked together to create an economy that helped with progressing, like old school RuneScape. Even today in the year 2025, this dichotomy remains strong, with virtually every cash item being tradable while meso prices remain so healthy, the time spent playing MapleStory doesn't feel like a waste. It helps that Nexon Korea takes their anti-hacking measures very seriously, and the fact that everyone is Korean. If you don't have a Korean ID or citizenship, good luck trying to hop on KMS. Now let's observe the ecosystem of GMS. Not heroic, mind you, but interactive. Reg server. There are the players and Nexon America, but then there's another prominent faction called the Hackers. GMS is like the Wild West. People from around the world play on this server, causing there to be many cultural clashes, unlike the systematic, well-oiled machine of Korean MapleStory. Not only that, but creating multiple accounts on GMS is very easy. All it takes is to register up another email to get you started where you left off. We've seen some recent examples of cheating in Reg server, so I honestly get why rebooters stick to Reboot. You don't have to deal with cheaters at all. Furthermore, if you think, oh, we'll just get rid of the bots, I think it's too late for that. They've made themselves very cozy in this love triangle called Global Maple, where Nexon creates the digital goods, the cheaters farm the currency, and the players provide the real-life money. Without bots, there would legitimately not be enough mesos to go around for the heavy whales to spend trying to 23-star their items. It just wouldn't work. So you can't play KMS because it's region locked, and playing Reg server sucks because you're most likely not a cheater or a Nexon employee. So what other option is there? Reboot? No. With a sound conscience and the pride of being a double-decade Mapler who has never quit this game, I cannot recommend Reboot to anyone. Wanna know why? It's quite simple, really. In Reboot, there is no trading. Era 1 was anarchy, and Era 2 was capitalism. But Era 3 is a dystopia. There are two factions in the world of Reboot, Nexon themselves and the players. If KMS's symbiotic relationship with their customers defines the game's economy, then GMS Reboot is a parasitic one. They get you rolling with handout after handout until you're well and fully addicted to hopping on MapleStory that your mind tricks you into thinking you're having fun, but you're only left to lose both time and money invested. Monopoly money. You can blame Nexon all you want, but remember, you're the one who decided to buy that NX. So what's next for Reboot? Hell, what's next for Modern? Fourth Job was invented in 2008, Fifth Job came out in 2016, while Sixth Job launched in late 2023. Are you really gonna be looking forward to seeing the eventual Seventh Job update, where Nexon gives you another 67 tasks for you to do in the year 2030? Be sure to let me know in the comments so I can laugh at you. I'm good. 2 weeks was enough torture for me to bear. And there you go. Era 3, Reboot, the current most populated Maple server, but not for long. Guess we could talk about Era 4 now. I'm sure you've all been waiting for this. There's no way you're still watching without knowing what Era 4 is, right? Right? Well, just in case, I may as well say it out loud right now. Era 4, the one that'll take over Reboot's reign of mainstream, will be MapleStory Classic World, likely to be released on May 11th, 2026. And consider this farewell. I'm done creating content for you brain-rotted lot. You're all chopped in real life. Shoutouts to my real ones. You know who you are. It's been a pleasure to be heard. And don't take this game so seriously, alright?
Time before you ever see see me again. Don't worry about me, worry about you, worry about you.
Oh my god, bro. Why do I even bother with this?
It'll be a long time before you ever see me.
Okay.
Oh, this is just where all my money goes, man.
Okay, there we go.
One more for the meme, one more for the meme, one more for the meme. Oh! Yes! Oh, yes, no more, no more. No more.
22. 22.
Welcome back to the D's Game, featuring your host, Send It D. What up, y'all? It's your main man, Send It D, back at it again with some more Maple Legends. And I'll be your co-host, Joe Hawk, bringing you Maple classic news straight from the source. Now, D. Yo, what's good? I heard you basically predicted everything Inkwell said in that one interview at MapleCon about Classic World. And that was almost a year before anything was announced. You're like the Houdini of Maple out here. What can I say, man? It ain't nothing to it, yo. All my YMs know the way of the game and the lifestyle you carry. If you ain't no YM, show some respect, you know what I'm saying? Word? Lots of folks with their opinions online these days, and it really don't jive with me. They hated Jesus because he told them the truth, but they hate Joe Hawk because they can't handle the truth. All my unborn kids, they can't handle the truth. We're working on borrowed time, Dave. I'd like to ask you some questions for the upcoming game Classic World, if you don't mind. Alright, let me see. Do you think MapleStory deserves a spot on the GOATed games list? Only OSMS, not modern. Okay, and what makes Classic so hype? Because, man, the internet is a world where there's no middle class. Third world labor is equally valuable as first world currency. Bars. Anything else you want to say to the people? Oh, yeah. Give warriors the rush skill at third job and give the bowman class the rope lift skill. Rope lift as in that modern technique, huh? Yeah, I could see it happening. Anyways, for this final segment, I wanted to talk about the 10 Classic World Commandments. These are the 10 rules that if Nexon follows diligently, OSMS can succeed that the likes of OSRS or WoW Classic never got to achieve. You have so many examples of what you shouldn't do in order for Classic to prosper. So if you're listening, because I know you are, listen carefully and don't fuck this up. Also, you must know that these commandments are built like an upside down pyramid. Even if one of the requirements are missing from the lower half, the whole structure can crumble into scrap metal, just like the fate of your rivals. So let's get right to it. Number 1. Botting, hacking, and exploiting must be prevented at all costs. Now I know that on its own it's virtually impossible, but Nexon has plenty of money to invest in trustworthy GMs, a good CM, and lots of bot preventing mechanics. Bring back the lie detector test and give it a 30-minute cooldown, reduced to 0 if it succeeds. AKA, every good establishment has strong security. Number 2. The servers should be stable and lag-free. Create ample amount of server space for the players upon launch, with the expectation that their new game will go viral. AKA, every good game doesn't lag. Number 3. Stick to the original game as much as possible. Probably stop introducing new classes after pirates. This means 1x rates for everything, but you can add some better quests because those always felt lacking. AKA, the game should feel the same as before. Number 4. If you're gonna have QOL in the game, those should be the items that are pay to win. I'm talking like AP and SP resets, teleport rocks, safety charms, drop coupons, etc. It kinda pisses me off seeing people reset their stats for virtually no cost when back then, the decision making in Maple was part of the learning curve. You don't need a stupid egg cracking device to crack your egg. Just learn to crack the damn egg yourself, man. Besides, the people who really care will end up buying these items anyways, no matter how pricey. AKA, in-game knowledge should be rewarding to learn. Number 5. Add Gadgetpon as a mob drop. It's the easiest way to appease free-to-players without blatantly giving handouts. Compensation should be treated as a rare form of a gift or apology, and do more live events such as NX giveaways or GM games. AKA, every Mapler should want to log into Maple. Number 6. Have a Meso Market in-game. This will incentivize Maple Point sales and help free-to-players enjoy their invested trusted currency called time better. AKA, every penny and second should have value. Number 7. Make cash cosmetics dirt cheap, or at least cheaper than it is in modern. We're talking face and hair coupons, 90-day NX for the low, and of course we can't forget pets.
Aw, but what if I want a perm?
That's where surprise style boxes show up. There's so much NX created for Nexon to cycle through that Classic Maple will likely never run out of new NX to sell, as long as they rotate it every second week. People will pay a hefty price for them, especially the whale items. AKA, everyone should look pretty for pretty cheap. Number 8. Make Gachapon rewards very low drop chance for the top dollar items to make up for having them available through mobs. Get more pitched gear white bag type of items into the mix to encourage farming. Everyone can get lucky no matter what level they are. AKA, every successful game has addicted players. Number 9. Keep the FM the way it was back then. Merchant store for the brokies and mushies for the whales. Make owls tradable or purchasable with Meso. It'll reduce cheaters manipulating the auction house. Forget worrying about the lag. The FM should be a laggy mess. It's a sign of success. AKA, FM makes Maple proactive and social. You got that right, Dave. All these comments about Classic Maple should be this or that, when the game hasn't even been released yet. Yeah, and I'm sure people gonna be telling us how wrong we are too, broski. Don't let it get to you, man. The real reason people get mad is because... they must have forgot. These clowns didn't even mention the most important factor for Classic Maple's success. Number 10. Make everything tradable. You might not be a fan of old school, but trust me, people eventually caved into Reboot when it first launched, even with all its shitty qualities. And people will do the same with Classic. You just gotta believe in the game that got you here, Nexon, and stick with the program. You get one chance. Don't mess this up. And as for the viewers, here's something to consider. If you played in Era 1, wait for Classic World. If you played through Era 2, I'm sorry for you. If you still play on Era 3, I'll see you in Era 4 probably. But if you started on Era 3, I suppose you can stay. But enjoy the feeling of what Era 2 felt for the last decade. And if you've never played this game before, why the hell are you still watching?